Right.
So much.
I was a set PA in New York on a Jenny McCarthy movie.
Period.
This is such an awesome question. I'm trying to know if any of you guys those answers. I was on a show in Cleveland, Ohio called Hickory Hideout. And it was it was me and two puppets, Nutso and Shirley Squirrely. And it was shot at our local NBC affiliate, and we would go ask no owl just questions about like no owl. Yeah, it was an owl, so it was knocked on the tree, and yeah, called Hickory Hideout. Anyway.
If you really do know about this and you have video, put it online.
Amazing. Nutso and Shirley.
And congratulations on a fantastic series. And I also begin with Jack because you had such success creating and showrunning WandaVision, but I don't think the plan was always to spin off that Agent Girl series. Did that ever come about as a response to the character?
100%. Yeah, no, it was not the plan at all. I mean, WandaVision was a surprise kind of in every way. Yeah, it was sort of like a rocket that was launched that we were like hanging on to, and which was so thrilling. And then I was invited back to develop things for Marvel, and we weren't really sure like it was going to be a TV show, but what it was going to be was kind of a question. And everything I developed involved Agatha. Like it would be like, oh yeah, the characters are here, and then whoops, here comes Agatha. And so Kevin at Foggy at one point was like, should we focus on the show about her? And I was like, yes, sir.
Catherine, at what point did they sort of tell you they were developing this? What was your response?
I mean, it was, I guess it was the summer after we aired. I was shooting Glass Onion, and I think we were in Cairo, so fun. And then they called, Louis Zito from Marvel called to tell me, and I mean, this was, like you said, not in the, I had no idea that this, I was hoping that we would work together something, yes, but this was beyond anything I could possibly imagine.
I mean, going back to the beginning, when you were originally approached about WandaVision, what appealed to you about the character?
Oh, she's a witch!
Yeah!
Yeah!
Yes, I mean, of course, I feel like it's all led to this. I feel like a lot of us can identify with her.
Okay, who here is trying to cast a spell? Just curious, why do you think this people responded so strongly to this character? I have no theories, but.
Is that to me?
Yeah, well,
I mean, I'm like, yeah. I mean, so we wrote her as needing to sort of fit the trope of the nosy neighbor, like the sort of Mrs. Roper and like that sort of, Rhoda thing, which everyone falls in love with that character already. But then there was going to be this big reveal that she was the centuries-old witch with like all this power, and it was like all sort of teeth and hair and Catherine obviously is the lone performer who can occupy those spaces with equal verve. And I just thought, I think that it was irresistible to people. And then of course she had her own bop.
Yeah.
So I think that really helped.
And then you gave her another one that I've been humming all day. Oh my gosh.
Also, she's just written so. I mean, in the comics, she really doesn't. It's hard to like thread out of hardness through the comics, and so the way that she was written is so delicious and so perfect, and also just weirdly like I feel like so much of my life has been playing those best friend parts or the neighbor parts, so it really that felt like very natural. So to be able then to have that was just couldn't believe that it was happening.
Were you surprised that people were rooting for Judy, this anti-heroine? Because I mean, she didn't kill a dog. No, we're still on your side.
I love that point. Yeah. In screenwriting, they're like, this is not. Oh my gosh, I see a boner T-shirt. Did you hate them?
made them this morning.
I just know what I'm saying.
No, you guys, pitch a 10 is all objection.
It's actually Megan Thee
Oh, yeah, you're right.
It's Megan Thee But yes, yeah.
So impressed.
We were talking about just this idea that you did the opposite of State of the Cat. You did
Oh,
the-
yes. That you could, like, that's how you make a villain, you have them kill an animal, and we were like, challenge accepted.
Although in fairness, if you learn Prof did it.
Yes,
Technically.
you can blame everything on Mr. Bowman.
The show is so many things at once. It's so funny and poignant. It's musical in this episode. And I really love in this episode in particular, you see these characters coming together, and much like the WandaVision, you surround yourself with these wonderful supporting characters. I mean, where did you even begin? Did you have like this pipe dream, I want to work with Patty Malone, and then next thing you know, she's there?
I mean, doesn't everyone, like, are we all?
Yes.
I mean, that kind of came to the project quite late, and I still can't believe it happened at all. You know, we wanted to create a coven for Agatha because it was kind of the earliest idea that would sort of give us the longest runway for her character, was to put her in a situation where she had to, like, involve herself in sisterhood. And so we set about to create, you know, pulling characters from the comics and then making them our own, and then casting really exciting talent. And I think Patty was the last. I think she was the last that we cast because she was like on the list, but I don't even think anyone talked to her because we were like, well, Patty, well, I'm not going to come to a live show. And she did.
I thought you were joking. I was so stunned. Yeah, we were all in.
Were you at all intimidated sitting in front of the 3 times when you were
So good luck.
I think because it was Patty LaPone, it was kind of like, oh, you know what, no one can, I mean, there's nothing we can do but just say it. She's amazing.
So fantastic. I want to ask you, Arsons, about creating looks for these characters. Because really,
Yeah.
and what were some of those initial conversations you had with Jack about, you know, how you wanted this show to look? I mean, did you realize you were going to be creating basically new looks for every episode?
That we did know.
Yeah, that we did know, yeah, that we did know. But it was, very interesting to actually be in that process, because it would start little with just me and, unfortunately, who's not here, Basilia, so Aaron, and we would start small, and then we'd incorporate Daniel, and then we'd incorporate Jack, and of course Catherine's always on board with everything. So it just sort of magnified from there, you know.
What was, you know, was there anything that you were concerned about, like painting Catherine Green, for example, you know, Wicked Witch? Was that something that you looked at as a challenge, like would be fun, or was that a day on college you sort of dreaded?
I will say, actually, the green paint thankfully came from our special effects makeup artist. So we were actually very relieved to not have to do that ourselves. Because there's always a lot of concern with transferring onto the beautiful wardrobe. Will it stay? Will it, you know, what's it gonna do throughout the day? They came up with a perfect combination of the green paint that stayed well and endured, you know, any movement and all that kind of stuff. So,
It was special because this team had been together since WandaVision, so they really, I feel like Agatha is such a group effort. Like I feel, I mean, almost, it's kind of making me cry, because there's so much, there's so much art in that creation, and I couldn't do it without, then she wouldn't exist without any of.
Well, it feels like a little bit, we were sort of like babies on one
Yes.
vision, and then on Agatha, we were really spread out.
Yeah.
And I'm gonna make Daniel tell, about his pitch, because, he won the job with like his first 4 sentences of his pitch. Will you talk about what you told us?
Yes, of course. I read Jack's outline, and it was very thorough. Like there was so much of the show that we see now wasn't in the original outline, which is wild. If any of you are writers would understand how crazy that is. And also Catherine's voice was just right there. And I so deeply related to the character of Teen and Billy because, like, you know, I'm a queer person and I grew up, you know, raised by a bunch of witchy artist women. I work in the costume department and I like collaborate with women all day long, in and out, and that is my coven. And so I was like, oh, I know exactly what this kid went through and is going through, and I can tell this story down to every detail. And they were just like, you know, you were playing your vote, that's
Oh
what
my gosh, yeah, it was Mary Lovato to me, and he said all of that, and like, I was like, he's hard. Yeah, I know. And then he proceeded to like show us like the book and his concepts, which you should talk about, but we were just like, yeah, we can move on because we know what's happening.
Like the initial conversations you had with each of the department heads or, you know, getting everyone kind of on a cohesive page together.
Yeah, I actually, like, the Agatha's Code, which is a vehicle.
Yeah. Woo to that. Woo to that.
The code was the first thing that I designed. And I came to my initial pitch meeting with that idea, because I was like, she needs to have something that she can use as a tool that is both protective and also has flair and is like a tailored garment that gives the mask and the skirt is the femme, and it needs to be all of the complexities that Agatha is, and it also needs to be something that we would believe she would put on to go on this journey, even though she does sham, expects it to be a sham. So it's like it had all these requirements, and that garment sort of was like the first thing that I shut my eyes and it just swam right in. And it took a minute to figure it out. Both had an incredible coven of witches that did that.
And in your initial like lookbook, my memory is there were like women in wartime wearing men's uniforms, right?
Yeah, there was women, exactly. Women in period,
and the utility of it, like it was so hot.
Yes. Yes.
Inside. Yeah. Beyond this, did you keep the cup?
No, I have not been offered the coat. Love that Hannah Boner t-shirt.
We went really hard on this show because I think I was proving something to myself, my team was proving something to me, we were trying to prove.
We had so much to prove.
We had a lot. And so I was like, we must design a complicated lining that no one might ever see. It's like if Catherine is the only one that will see it, that will be worth it. And that is true. I believe that as a costume designer. It's like you have to do things that are only for the cast and crew, and there's other things that probably, are not on camera.
Like you made spells in the clothes, like you felt it, like there were, like in the lining, we talked about her being a crow, like having that image, like of the shoulders, and the lining of it is literally like a murder of crows, if you look at it, and then they fall into these rooms, it's like the stuff you just don't even, like the tarot cards on Lilia's jacket that end up foreshadowing, like the detail, also Lady Death's Rio to death, like that.
Yeah.
On this show.
Cindy, what are some of your biggest challenges? Because you're not just creating most of these characters, you're doing it in different time periods and everyone's characters that they become. Where do you even start?
Yeah, I don't even know. You kind of jump in, you know the character, and you know where they want to be, and then sometimes you just have to throw it at them, and then they sort of embody it. It's a little more complicated. It's hard to explain.
Yeah.
It's sort of like work in progress. You're like, okay, well, what about this? Are we kind of mirroring this, or no, that's not. She wouldn't do that. Or, it's very much
So it's like a collaboration with you.
huge collaboration.
Yeah. For since one, the different hair, like it's almost like we don't have to finish sentences because we're we know exactly.
Yeah. We can, I can look at something like, no, she's not gonna go for it. It's not where the character is, it's not what she would do, and then she would say something to me, and I'm like, yes, that's what I was thinking. Right.
What was the hardest one for you?
I'm gonna say the road. The road. There was, tons of extensions in there and trying to make it look big, but yet not, and small in areas, because we didn't want to mimic the, Salem 7 too much in the shape, and then we had to stay away from Lilia's hair. So it was a little more challenging,
She got so muddy.
and she got so,
What did we call the stages of, it would be like, what did we call it?
Oh, yeah.
It was like, what
degradation.
Oh, no.
I have like a particular weird kink about like making women like dirtier and dirtier.
Period!
I see that. Stronger and like, most of my scripts do
And what was one of the bigger challenges that you had to face? The road.
I think, honestly, the road, actually, because we started everybody, when they appeared on the road, they started in their ultimate witch look. So they appear in their most powerful forms, you know. And then as the story goes on, and they go through their trials, and they go through things on the road as well, they get bedraggled. And we had to remember kind of where they left off and where we picked them back up once they entered and left the trial. So there was a little bit of, just a lot of continuity to kind of keep track of as far as, you know, how much dirt was on them before, and we're coming back to that dirt, but now we're going even dirtier. Now I know why. It's all but no, we did, that also gives a lot of really fun opportunities to play with the looks. Sashir, I think I made like 3 different sets of nails for Sashir.
The nail journey was so spectacular. And the nails. Well, and because, I mean, we joke about the bedraggle, but it really, you know, the looks that they all show up in are like in a way fraudulent. Like it's what these women are projecting about themselves. There's some truth to it, but it's they have to go through these trials and go through their arcs. And it was, I think it was Sashir's idea to like, she wanted the acrylics, but then the idea of breaking the acrylics down over the course of the journey. I loved watching that. And that, like, there was so much thought put into the phases of it. It's one of my favorite.
Wait, if we're talking about makeup, can we talk about smearing the?
You want to talk about mud?
The pudding.
We left the pudding out of the bag.
Just chocolate pudding all over.
Yes, when we saw the vats that the effects department was making of the mud that was going to be used on the road that the witches get thrown into by Billy, you know, I stared at it and I said, well, they're going to be in these makeup looks for about 3 days, and it's going to be everywhere. So I don't want to run the risk of it going in the mouth or in the eye or anything like that. Granted, it wasn't like the worst chemical makeup, but still. So I kept staring at it, and I finally went, chocolate pudding. I just ate chocolate pudding. And so we sent somebody out and bought as much chocolate pudding at the local Walmart that we could get our hands on, and mixed it until we were happy with the way it looked. And apologized to all the actors. And said, no, we're real chocolate pudding.
And it was a surprising match. It matched the bats perfectly.
It really did. That was the best part about it, actually. And it smelled great.
Would it be okay to talk about the day that we had to do all the changes in that one day? When I had to. Jack was directing, which is the best.
So originally, it was an early idea that we we would see Agatha cycle through her looks, that in coming out of the spell, that she would cycle through all of them and end up naked, once again, back to my case. But this was prior to our commitment that we were gonna take the show practical. So originally it was gonna be a whole CG thing, and it was gonna swirl around her, it was very exciting. And then we decided we were really gonna commit to the show as practical. It was our idea that we would leave practical, and then Kevin Feige got like a hold of it and was like, it's all practical. Oh no. So then we had to do the transformation, and it was all in one day. And you know, the AD department, bless them, I think they were doubtful.
Yeah.
And the response from this team was, oh, really? And so the
Challenging?
Yeah. And so at first it started with timing out the looks, right? And we didn't do it chronologically because it was about
Right.
time. Yeah, you all talk about that.
Well, I remember Cindy and V like really had to calculate to the minute how long it took to change between each hair makeup change. And from there, the costumes actually were a little bit easier. So we prioritized the hair makeup change, and so we did it in the order based on that.
There's lined up nails.
Well, and the other piece of the wardrobe is so while she was changing over, I would use a body double. And so we had to have like doubles for
That's right.
the
There's like
body.
one moment when there's
With
the
the
legs.
legs.
Yeah.
And we did some hand stuff and insert stuff. So that was the other thing, is the scheduling of it was like, what can I shoot when we don't have our number one? And she's the only one in the scene. So it was, yeah, it was.
But it was like a NASCAR pit.
It was.
I would pull up and get like my tires shredded.
But it was like, I think an old school or something? It's like, yeah. So it was like, we were in this classroom, we kind of like took over the space. It was the most fun day. It felt like we were doing theater, like we had fast changes. Like, it was so fun. And we hadn't really had a chance to like revisit those looks since WandaVision. So it all felt very like, cannot believe we're freaking doing this in this context with all of this road ahead of us. It was a pretty special day. We all tried, we got it, we got it.
So we really like, just, visiting this whole show, and we got to do it, early on. It was really fun to sort of set the tone and explode out of it.
And we really had to establish the teamwork between our departments as well, because Catherine, you were amazing, you would just walk in and freeze. And then, the rest of us, I was on nails, Vasilios was doing Calvin's makeup, Cindy was on hair, Dan was, it really helped us in a way actually kind of get our own dates down as to how we manage things sometimes on the fly we had to.
So he was like, we need the lips, we need the lips.
Now that you've got these quick changes done, what you really need to do is go Saturday Live.
Yes! Yes!
Listen, from this room to Lauren's ears.
Anyone have connection voters? I want to talk some more about this amazing cast, because the camaraderie between you all is so fantastic. We really see the quality of the plays here. Was it as fun as, it looks, especially like I'm thinking specifically, I thought you were going to say the challenging scene was, when they all started having that plastic surgery. And then you're just standing around laughing.
Oh, I mean, what's interesting about this is because, Agatha is a lone witch. So I spent a lot of time in this kind of like solitary or little stuff, but it was very difficult too for Catherine, because also each one of these actors is like a titan. Like, it was like, there were feelings like we were just giants. Like each one of them, of this group, is like so incredibly powerful and specific. So it just made coming to work every day like just so heightened and like vibrating, because we knew we were gonna be just challenged by each other. And it was, I worship every member of this cast. I just think they're extraordinary.
Did you know that she and Arnie were going to have such amazing chemistry? Or was that
Yes!